I feel so guilty just seeing this thing laid out here like this. I have not touched this thing in like a year. Pretty soon though I'm gonna get back on it. I've just been so busy working on the Mustang, and honestly this thing is really fucking expensive and there's still a long way to go, so just thinking about this project stresses me out. But what is up everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm gonna be changing up a couple of things here on the Mustang. I do need a new alternator for it. The one that was on there took a shit. I warrantied it, so you know I got it for free and all is good. I just have to install it. I did get another alternator bracket as well. It's I don't know if it's billet or if it's just a cast piece, but it's supposed to delete the tensioner pulley. I'll throw up a picture on screen of what the part looks like and what it looks like on a motor. But it's going to clean up the engine bay a lot. Speaking of the engine bay, you guys have not seen this car in a while, and there's a couple changes. First and foremost, I did end up getting that MSD coil that I told you guys about in the previous video, and I also took the car to go get it tuned. So now the car actually runs fantastic. No more overheating, no more misfire issues, none of that. Honestly, the car runs great. I've been daily driving the car for the past, I don't know, I want to say month or so. I've been driving the car every single day and it's treated me so well. It's actually so much fun. It's a little louder than I would want. I'll throw up a clip on screen of what the car sounds like. It's a lot louder than I would want. However, I mean, for the time being, it's okay. I don't want to spend money on a whole other exhaust, especially when there's little bits and ends that I haven't finished yet. Mainly the 5-lug swap. I haven't even started on that. I have a rear end for it right here. I also have hubs, I have spindles, I have slotted rotors, I have the big ol' CTSV 4-piston brake calipers, I have stainless lines for those. Really all I need now is just the brake line that runs from the front of the car to the rear end, and also the rubber brake line that is attached to the rear end. Today, however, we're not going to do any of that. In today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to install this steering rack. This is a remanufactured steering rack that I got from O'Reilly, and this is off of an 04 Mustang GT. The main issue with the FOXBODY steering rack is that it pretty much is a single stage assisted power rack. So what that means is that, even if you're at low speed, even if you barely turn the wheel, you're already getting full assist. So no matter what, this thing's pretty much helping you out all the way through, all of the time. With this rack here, the 04 Mustang GT steering rack, or anything off of an SN95, theory is that it's a 2-stage steering rack. So what that means is that the power assist comes on 2 stages. So at first you get a little bit of assist, when you're barely turning the wheel, when you're going low speeds, not really yanking on it, and then once you go higher speeds and you go to turn the wheel a lot more, it goes into that second stage and gives you a little bit more assist. Or it could be backwards. I could be wrong. I think it would make more sense for it to do less assist at higher speeds. However, point is that this thing is supposed to give you a lot more feedback than the stock FOXBODY rack. But anyway, if any of you guys have done this upgrade in the past or anything similar to it, maybe a manual rack or something along those lines, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what setup you guys have. Anyway, enough talking. I'm gonna go ahead and start disconnecting the lines and drain out all of the old power steering fluid, and then get the rack off of there and put the new one on. Alright everyone, so I now have the old steering rack out. This is what it looks like. Basically all you need to make that rack work for this car is this U-joint right here. The one that's currently on the car is a solid joint. It's a stock FOXBODY steering shaft, and I cut it here and I welded on a solid U-joint. Now the reason why you guys need this steering shaft and you can't use the stock FOXBODY shaft is because the mounting for that rack, this part right here, it's triangular opposed to just regular splines on a stock FOXBODY rack. And this is what I meant. This one just has a bunch of splines here, and the new one, it's no splines. It's just a triangle here. So this is how you line it up. This is how you know that it's center. And also what you need to do is take some FOXBODY 79 to 93 tie rod ends and put them on this steering rack. They have the same internal thread, so if I wanted to, what I could do is I could just take the inner tie rods out of this and then put them on this one. However, this inner tie rod, at least on this side, it's okay. It's still really stiff and it's just fine, but on this side it's already super wobbly and super wanky. I imagine on this side is where it had the play, because once I went to go get the car aligned when I did the coilovers and the K-member, the alignment guy told me that the steering rack had a bunch of play, so he could, you know, get it good but not perfect. Hopefully with that new rack I can get my alignment perfect. Alright guys, so I did kind of get ahead of myself a little bit and I skipped a couple steps. I mean, at the end of the day, this is not really a how-to. I'm not really going to show you guys, you know, step by step. I'll explain it at the end of the video for those of you that are curious on how you can do this upgrade yourself. I'll give you guys a parts list of everything that you need to make it work, and I will walk you through it pretty much just step by step. But for now, I'll show you guys what I have done already. So I've already installed the rack along with the steering shaft that goes to it. You can't really see it, but it's on there, kinda, but yeah, it's that part right there. This is a piece of cake, honestly, to do. You might have a little bit of clearance issues right there, but you know, you can massage it in and it'll work, and it bolts up right to your stock location. I already went ahead and removed the inner tie rods that I need to replace with the FOXBODY ones. These are not that hard to do. All you got to do is just get a big ass crescent wrench and then turn them off. They are really tight on there, so if you want to make your life a lot easier, you know, get yourself a really big crescent wrench to do this with. Now let me show you guys why you need to replace these in the first place. So this is the stock one that came with the 2004 steering rack, and this is your 93 Mustang, pretty much just any FOXBODY steering rack right here. As you can see, there's a huge difference in the threads here. So these threads, you know, end up all the way over here. These threads, you know, pretty much end as soon as these ones begin down here. Because the 99 to 04 cars are 3/4 of an inch wider on each side. That's why sometimes people will use an 8.8 rear end from, you know, anything 95 plus or, you know, 99 to 04, and they run into issues because these cars are a little bit wider from the factory. This was my old steering shaft. Pretty much what I did was I just took the stock steering shaft, cut this off, put a solid coupler on here. If you guys want a link to this as well, leave me a comment and I'll drop you guys a link to this one so you can do this with your stock steering shaft. Probably gonna sell this one, throw it up on Facebook Marketplace. But all I have left to do is to go ahead and connect my power steering lines, get my new tie rods in, and bolt them up to my spindles, and then bleed the system and run it, as well as install that new alternator that I got so that I can actually, you know, turn on the car. But after that, the car will be done and ready for an alignment. So I'm just gonna get back to work. I'm not gonna record this part because it's all pretty self-explanatory. I don't think you guys need to see it, but I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna finish this job, and then I will check back in with you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, I have everything put back together. I'm checking in, hopefully for the last time. I have all my lines connected. The rack is in there, the steering shaft is connected, the wheels are done. You can see how fucked up my tires are. That's why I desperately need an alignment. But for now, I'm just going to install the alternator, start the car, and bleed the system, and hopefully that'll be done deal. We'll go get the car aligned tomorrow. I also have a haircut tomorrow, so I'll bring you guys along for that as well. But yeah, enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and start getting started on this. finally done with the install. It was actually not very hard. It was not that bad. I'd say maybe a 3-4 hour job, depending on, you know, obviously your assortment of tools and if you have everything ready. Don't be a dumbass like me and then still have to go buy the tie rods and the inner tie rods mid job. Make sure you have that shit before you even get started. Have everything you need. But I'm gonna go ahead and start the car. Now this thing is fucking loud. When I say it's loud, it's fucking loud. It's actually too loud. I want to get rid of this fucking SLP exhaust. However, I just don't have the money for that right now. For now, I'm just gonna have the neighbors hating me. But I'm gonna go ahead and start the car for you guys. However, there are still a couple issues with the tune. I don't know if you guys just heard it, but the car kind of stumbled a little bit. I don't know what's going on with the car. Honestly, I have no idea. But it's been kind of a bitch to get this thing to idle perfectly. I'm having lots of little issues, but for the most part, the car is, you know, for the most part, the car runs great. Alright guys, well that is going to be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy, don't forget to smash that like button. I'll give you guys a final little walk around of the car. This is her. I still need to get those exhaust tailpipes on, but for now, I mean, this is pretty much done. We're gonna call it done here. Like I said, next is the 5-lug swap and just getting it dialed in and getting it perfect, making it like a good driver. I do plan on driving this car a lot. Maybe not daily drive it, but I do plan on driving it a lot. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the build. I'm super happy with the car. I can't wait to get started on that thing. There's some big things coming for that thing. I'm in the process of remodeling the garage a little bit so that I can fit them both in there side by side and work on both of them. But yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.